I'm VP Franklin, Distinguished Professor Emeritus of History and Education from the University of California, Riverside, and I'm author of The Young Crusaders, the untold story of children and teenagers who galvanized the civil rights movement. The Young Crusaders examines civil rights protests that children and teenagers organized themselves or were organized by adults and the children and teenagers participated in from the 1930s through the end of the 1960s. What the Young Crusaders reveals is that the young people engage in a wide range of strategies to try to improve their situation and the situation for other children, for the next generation, for adults in a particular location. And so Young Crusaders provides different approaches and strategies that the young people engaged in to bring about improvements in their situation and improvements in the situation in those locations for Black people in general. The Young Crusaders presents the history of children and teenagers activism, which is really not discussed in any detail in earlier histories of the civil rights movement. You have histories that are biographies of the leaders. You have the histories of the various organizations, SNCC, SCLC, the NAACP, CORE. You have histories of those groups. You have histories of the women and the women's organizations that were important to civil rights campaigns throughout the country. And the Young Crusaders fills in an area of civil rights activism that has not previously been examined in any detail. And so that the contribution of the Young Crusaders is to fill in the gap in our knowledge about how, where, when, and what teenagers and children did to advance civil rights campaigns and civil rights activities throughout the country. This is a new area of research that I have opened up here, and I do not consider it the last word. People will be researching this topic, can research this topic for years to come, but it fills a major gap in the entire history of the civil rights movement in the United States from the 1930s through the 1960s.